They warned me about the building when I first moved in. An old complex, built in the 1920s. The walls were thin, the elevator was old, but the rent was cheap. And in the city, cheap is rare. The landlord smiled when he handed me the keys. A tight, uneasy smile. Your floor is the 5th. The elevator stops there just fine. You won't need anything higher. It was a strange comment, but I brushed it off. I was tired. I just wanted to move in. The first night, I noticed the buttons in the elevator. B1, G2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7. Except the building only had 6 floors. I laughed it off. Maybe it was just an old design, a button left over from some renovation. I didn't press it. Not that night. But I noticed something else. Sometimes, late at night, when the halls were silent and the world outside had gone to sleep, the elevator would move. On its own. I would hear the soft whine of cables, the dull clunk as it stopped. Sometimes on the 7th floor. Once or twice, I even heard the doors slide open. And then, nothing. No footsteps. No voices. Just the hollow, humming silence. I asked my neighbors about it. They would lower their voices, glance at each other nervously, and mutter, "Just don't press it. Don't go there." One old woman on the 5th floor gripped my wrist and said, "No one rents the 7th floor. No one ever has." Her eyes, they were filled with something more than fear. It was resignation. Still, curiosity gnaws at the mind, doesn't it? One night, I gave in. It was around 2:30 a.m. The building felt wrong. Too still. Even the street sounds were muffled. I stepped into the elevator, hand trembling. I pressed the 7th button. For a moment, nothing happened. The doors stayed open. The lights buzzed weakly. Then, the doors creaked shut, and I felt the shudder as the elevator began to move, not up, but down. The panel flickered. The floors blinked out. B1, B2, B3, lower and lower. My stomach twisted. There shouldn't be a B3. There shouldn't be anything. When the elevator stopped, the doors didn't open right away. I stood there, frozen, breathing shallowly. And then, slowly, they slid apart. Darkness. An endless hallway stretched ahead, barely lit by flickering overhead bulbs. The walls were cracked, stained, breathing. I should have stayed in the elevator. I should have pressed the G button and gone back up. But something stepped into the light. It looked like a person. No, not a person. A shadow, stitched into the fabric of the world. Eyes, if they were eyes, burned faintly in the dark. It didn't move. Not at first. But when I stepped back into the elevator and slammed the button, it began to drift toward me. The doors closed just before it reached me. I didn't see its full shape. I don't want to. Since that night, the elevator sometimes stops at 7 again, even when no one is inside. And sometimes, when I'm alone in my apartment, I hear the soft creak of my door handle twisting. I moved out 2 days ago, left the city altogether. But sometimes, late at night, when the wind is still, I hear the faint ding of an elevator, and the scraping sound of something just outside my door, waiting.